It starts with a simple mixture of mud and straw, a fragile combination that you would expect to wash away with the first heavy rain. Yet, in the heart of an unforgiving desert, this very material has stood tall for half a millennium, holding up 8-story towers against the scorching sun. Welcome to Yemen. When most of the world hears the name of this country, they picture the grim headlines flashing across their news screens. But there is another side to Yemen, a deeply hidden, mystical side, where time seemingly stopped thousands of years ago. It's a land filled with villages, so structurally mind-bending, they seem to defy the laws of physics, completely forgotten by the outside world. How do these floating mountain communities keep from tumbling into the abyss? And what secrets lie behind their closed doors, customs so ancient and guarded that outsiders have rarely, if ever, been allowed to witness them? A stark contrast to the stone fortresses is Al-Jazil, an entire village constructed from sun-baked mud bricks and straw. During the relentless dry season, the village perfectly camouflages into the brown earth. But when the rains finally hit the Wadi Dawan Valley, hidden rivers awaken, and lush greenery explodes around the rock formations. This specific valley is famous for something else: the rarest, most expensive honey on Earth. Bees here feed exclusively on the nectar of wild cedar trees, producing a highly medicinal honey that sells for hundreds of dollars a jar. Step inside any home here, and you'll realize that architecture is just a backdrop for family. 3 or 4 generations live under a single roof. The elders are treated like lighthouses, guiding the family with absolute authority and respect. When it's time to eat, a bubbling blackstone bowl of slow-cooked meat and spiced rice, known as mandi, is brought to the center. If you travel deeper into the desert, you will stumble upon a site that makes zero logical sense: Shibam. Packed tightly into the Al-Hajarayn Valley are around 500 mud brick skyscrapers. It is universally known as the Manhattan of the desert. Built on a 2,500-year-old grid pattern, these high-rises were designed to protect the residents from the valley's devastating flash floods. Socotra Island, the alien world of the Arabian Sea. Far off the coast lies Socotra, an island that feels like a glitch in the simulation. Starting at the Detwa Lagoon on the western edge, you'll find water so neon blue it looks artificial, washing over blindingly white sand. In the nearby village of Kalansia, the traditional greeting isn't a handshake. It's touching noses, a sign of deep, unbreakable brotherhood. The local men here are master fishermen who sail out on ancient wooden dhows. They actively avoid commercial fishing nets because they fiercely protect their coral reefs. This respect for nature comes from ancient folklore. Many locals still believe that spirits, or jinn, live in the island's caves and trees. You don't just chop down wood here, you ask the land for permission. Tucked away in the folds of the deep valleys, Budha is a quiet masterpiece of mud brick architecture. From a distance, the village is so perfectly camouflaged against the surrounding cliffs that it looks as if the mountains themselves just grew into houses. Life here moves at a completely different pace. There are no crowded streets or loud distractions, just the gentle hum of daily life in a settlement that has survived the harsh desert winds for generations. The homes are built using ancient engineering, relying on thick mud walls to naturally trap the cool night air and block out the brutal midday sun. Perched dramatically on the edge of a sloping, rocky cliff, Al-Hajarayn is one of the oldest and most visually stunning villages in the entire Wadi Dawan Valley. Instead of building outward, the early residents built upward, packing their towering mud skyscrapers tightly together. They did this for a very specific reason: to save the precious, flat land below strictly for farming. Approaching Al-Hajarayn feels like walking toward a massive, multi-layered sandcastle that somehow hasn't washed away. Because of its high elevation, the village also served as a perfect natural watchtower, giving locals a clear view of anyone moving through the valley. If you want to understand the historical wealth of the region, you look at Al-Quraiba. Once a vital stop for ancient trade caravans, this town features some of the largest and most intricate mud brick mansions in Yemen. The buildings here stretch several stories high, decorated with beautifully carved wooden doors and bright white lime painted along the roof lines to reflect the heat. The alleys are incredibly narrow, a deliberate design choice that naturally blocks out the sun, keeping the pathways heavily shaded and cool even in the dead of summer. Rihab offers a breathtaking contrast of colors that you wouldn't expect to find in a harsh desert environment. Here, the sharp, dry rock faces and towering mud houses are interrupted by an explosion of deep green. Thick groves of date palms and lush agricultural terraces wrap directly around the settlement. It is a visual reminder of how a little bit of water completely transforms this landscape. Just beyond the protected walls of these valleys lies the vast, endless stretch of the Arabian Desert. Bleeding into the legendary Rub al-Khali, or the Empty Quarter. This is one of the most extreme environments on the planet. Here, towering sand dunes constantly shift and change shape with the wind, erasing footprints and tracks in a matter of minutes. But this barren ocean of sand holds a deep history. For thousands of years, fearless Bedouin tribes and massive camel caravans navigated these very dunes. Carrying precious frankincense and spices under the burning sun to connect the ancient world. Back on Socotra Island, a bumpy boat ride past spinner dolphins will drop you at Shoaib Beach. Here, giant reddish-brown cliffs meet turquoise water, offering a snorkeling experience filled with sea turtles and stingrays, untouched by mass tourism. But the true magic is up on the Diksam Plateau. Walking here feels like stepping onto Mars. You are surrounded by dragon's blood trees, bizarre umbrella-shaped plants that bleed a dark red medicinal sap when scratched. The people of Yemen possess a rare, luminous strength. They are the guardians of human history, living inside homes engineered by their ancestors, keeping traditions alive that refuse to fade. There is a concept here called karam, an innate, unconditional generosity. To a Yemeni, a stranger is just a friend who hasn't been offered tea yet. They have endured hardships that would break most nations, yet they look toward the horizon with a quiet, deeply rooted pride. Yemen doesn't need the world's pity. It deserves the world's absolute wonder. This land is a living reminder that beauty survives in the harshest conditions, and that the human spirit, when stripped down to its core, is the most magnificent monument of all. If you enjoyed exploring these hidden wonders with us, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on our upcoming adventures. Also, let me know in the comments below which of these incredible places blew your mind the most.